How's it going, everyone? It is Reversal Trader King, and today I want to show you guys how to properly accumulate. I know this is mainly for the premium Discord members, and if you're a YouTube subscriber, you can kind of see, well, when I learn to play, how am I putting my position in it to give me the best gain and the best risk versus reward? Because a lot of these bottom plays, you are not going to get the exact bottom. So if I buy a stock at 1.20, what's to say it won't go to 1.15 and then you're down 5% and then you get emotional because you're like, I put my whole account in this. I was hoping this was the exact bottom, Reversal Trader King, and now I just want to break even, and then you break even and then it goes up to 150. You see how the emotional games can happen in these things? So you really want to set yourself up for success, because when a stock keeps going down, we do not want it to keep going down, because we do want to make money really fast too. But you also want to set yourself up that if it does go down, my big money plays are on my fourth ads. And I'm going to go over how to do proper ads in this video. And people who've watched my YouTube videos, you've seen a lot of my plays. And yeah, they look in hindsight so easy to see. But when you're in the play, it is a whole lot harder, because you got real money involved. And once a stock goes down 1%, you're probably freaking out, right? I'm used to it and I understand it. I actually get excited when a stock goes down, to my fourth ad, because that's when I know I'm going to put the big money in and I make the most money doing that. But I'm just going to show you guys the system, just a very brief video on how I want to do it with like some kind of a sample account. And this doesn't have to be like set in stone. You can kind of just use it how you want, just, because when I say I'm adding in my Discord, you're going to know exactly what I mean. Okay, guys. So we're going to go over probably an account that most people have. So let's go over, hold up. Let me select all this. Delete. We're going to go over a 5K account here. So this is going to be a 5K account. And so in my Discord, and if you're not a premium member in my Discord, do take the time to just subscribe. It's only 20 cents a day, guys. I'll put the link in the YouTube comments. You're gonna really like it, and I give exact entries and exits. So when I post an ad, I'm gonna tell you guys the exact entry, and with this system right here for accumulation, you should know how exactly I'm doing it. So if you have $5,000, what I really recommend is putting $250 for the first ad. The first ad is not going to get you rich. I know a lot of people just want to make, have all their money in, but you got to get rid of that bad habit. This right here is the best swing trading strategy, as long as you accumulate properly and you let the algos do the work, right? And because I've seen so many stocks, like I would buy at $8 and it goes all the way down to like $7, and I'm like, man, this sucks. And then I'm just following the accumulation rules, because sometimes you just can't help it. A market's gonna react on market sentiment. It's gonna have maybe just some terrible news, and it just hits you right in the butt. But with this reversal system, you know where price has to correct to, so you stay your cool and you make tons of money. So your first ad is always going to be for a 5K account, $250, and we're going to double this. If it's a 10K account, you double it to $500, right? So then what we like to do is what a lot of things to really put you in the game. So if a stock keeps dropping, we want to make sure we're still in that game. So what I would do is I would put $500 for my second ad. And these ads are very precise. These aren't just random ads. I'm learning what I think is the best areas. When I go to the 15-minute time frame, I try to go below the EMAs, close to the lower band, to keep us back in the game, right? And then the third ad is where we're going to really make some money. And we go to these third ads a lot. This is not, really rare, as right now, we're in a trade that we're on our third ad, right? And this is where you would make some big money, because we're putting $1,000 in to dramatically drop our averages to really stick in that game. So when it reverts to the mean, we make the big money. And then the fourth ad is going to be your big paycheck here, $2,000. So these are major alerts. I do go over some other things that I'm going to talk about, but basically this is how I like to scale. I like to do the Martingale, where it basically is you're doubling your size the more it goes below my ATR levels, which is my system, what I talk about. Because yes, we're going to try to get precise entries, but oftentimes you're not going to get the exact bottom because, like I said, a stock can go to $8, and then what if it goes to 7? You are if you put all your money into this ad right here and the stock, let's say, goes back to $8, you are break even. But what if you actually had some money to accumulate on that $7 and then it brings your average down to, let's say, 740? So then if you have a 740 average and you sell it at 8, you make massive money because your big ads is at this fourth ad right here and this third ad. And even your second ad's not bad. The thing is, we're not trying to get rich overnight. We want to make consistent profit, right? And that's really what I'm trying to get at. So when people are like, man, I'm down 5%, I'm freaking out. I know exactly what someone did. They put all their account on one ad, or they put the big ad on the first one when it should be vice versa. The first ad is a starter ad. You start, let me just say, your first is always a starter ad. No matter what, you're not trying to make massive money. It's just to say, hey, I'm in the position and I have skin. This is your skin in the game, right? The second is going to be, you're upsizing. You're always upsizing right in here. This is where you are doubling and 2xing your ads. This is why we 2x. That way you're like, okay, I'm a little more serious now. Now that I got a starter ad, I'm going to upsize it. And then 3 and 4 is so vice versa. 4 is, 3 is where you're going to be like, okay, now I'm getting serious, right? I'm a little more serious and I 2x it again. And then the fourth ad is your money maker. If it gets to here, this is where oftentimes you make the most money with this strategy. So don't feel bad if, like I said, if a stock goes from $8 to $7, because we are using a system and we're getting precise entries, but you want to make sure you are getting this in and you're accumulating correctly, guys. So let me delete all this. So we talked about a 5. Do keep in mind a 10K would be totally the same if we were doing it. Hold on, this is terrible. So yeah, I don't have to write down. A 10K would be the totally same. You do $500, then 1,000, then 2,000, then 4,000. And as you're going to notice, you're going to have some leftover. And what I'm going to talk about the leftover, sometimes what I do is called smaller ads. I will say in the chat, I'm doing a smaller ad. And this is usually, I just put in the premium chat because I'm like, okay, I don't want to put massive money in. And when I do smaller ads, it's really not like big. For me, I would do like usually like $200 to $500, and this is with a 50K account, right? So it's really not big. If you have maybe $1,000, maybe you should do $50, right? And this is basically when me saying I'm going to put a smaller ad because price is like almost at my alert, but not yet there. So if it doesn't go to my alert and then it just jumps, I want to make sure I have just a little bit of money in there so where I have more skin in the game. So that's kind of how it is. So when I do smaller ads, do keep in mind, I guess what you should do is take your first ad and probably cut it in half. So if your first ad is for your account $250, probably cut that in half and do $125 if I say a smaller ad. It's just to me because sometimes it won't hit your third ad and it just gets so close. So these smaller ads do help. And like I said, it's just bigger money we're putting into it. So let's delete all that. So that's what I talk about. So we have your real alerts, and then you have your smaller ads that I'll put only in the premium chat. It's not really something I want to alert. And yeah, so just keep your mind, guys. A lot of these, I can show you hundreds and hundreds of stocks. Do not get emotional when the stock goes against you. You're playing the system when it hits the, when we go by the 3 things, right? Or we have, so we have time distance. We want to make sure, I'm going to list them from greatest to most important, right? Time distance is the most important strategy, right? Because we're looking because price has to correct to the mean. And I've seen downtrends go up way up from making uptrends. And if we can capitalize on that, that is where you can make some massive money. And then we want to make sure that we are using our KC right. our Keltner channels. We want to make sure we're not just buying any stock. We want to make sure as close as possible to your lower band, and then big upsides to your EMA 10 and 20, which is your time distance. We're always using the EMA 10 and 20. Those are the ones that always get hit all the time. So no matter what stock you're in, do not be afraid. If you still haven't hit your EMA 20, we're going to still play the strategy. And then lastly, the most least important is your KDJ. I don't put high importance in this. This is just for a starter ad. Because what I've noticed is you can have like a K of 3 and you'll buy it. It'll go up maybe 5% and that K of 3 will go to like 8K, a K of 8. So do know the strategy. There's a whole separate video for this. But this video I wanted to make based on accumulation. I want to make sure everyone really understands how I properly accumulate for the best returns. And I'll notice when someone doesn't accumulate right. Like, let's say I alert a stock at, I think everyone knows what I'm talking about here for them in the Discord. If I alert it at 131 and then the stock goes to 1.15, yes, that's a decent haircut. You're down 16%, but it's not really that bad of a deal when your first ad doesn't really count, because this right here is going to be your starter ad. That is where it's just skin in the game. My next ad that I alerted was 1.21, which dramatically reduces your average. This would be your second ad, and guess what? The price goes all the way back to 130, and you make massive money on those down lower wicks, and then the price starts reversing, and then the chasers will start buying this well over 130, and we'll be selling it to the chasers, and then they will be back holding. So just keep that in mind. Do not get emotional with the price. Do the system. What does it say? As long as your risk management is good, you are totally fine. A lot of the big investors, Warren Buffett, will buy Siri over $4. Is he going to make money in the future? Absolutely. The fundamentals are good, and he knows that. But you cannot time the absolute bottom in the stock market. It's impossible. There's no system that will say at this price you need to buy, and it's going to go up to this price. It's not going to happen. But we made a system where, we know where a precise bottom is. We know where the price is going to correct. We just want to make sure we're having the money to buy into those ads and keep us in the game. Because if we have an $8 average, and it goes to 7, we should have around a $7.30 to $7.40 average. Goes up to $8 back to our starter ad. We make massive money. So keep that in mind. And as always, I'll post all my plays in the premium Discord. It's going to be in RTK swing trades. You'll see that right in here. All my alerts. I even talk about some of my accumulation right in here. I'm going to stick to the 4 ads because I'm being more diligent in when I do my ads. And what I notice is we're going to have smaller ads, and I'll alert that in the premium chat. If you just want to put a little bit of money in it, just to put a little more skin in the game, I'll say here's a smaller ad. But do keep in mind, treat it like your first ad, cut it in half. It is not a big position you're putting in, right? My big ads are the ones that I'm going to alert in here. So do keep that in mind. So I hope you guys like this video. I hope this really helps the people in my Discord. And if you're not in the Discord, do join it. But this is accumulation for bottom trend reversals. It's impossible to get to the exact bottom, but as you can see, I'm even going to tell you guys when I sell, I bought AMLX. I can say countless of times. AMX at 1.77. I sold at 1.96. OPTN I sold it for 20% when it ran 50%. CMTL. It's just countless and countless and countless. And you can see right in here, right in here, CMTL, we started accumulating right at 164. It went to 153. You're like, oh crap! Should I get a stop loss? And it goes out. But guess what price does? Who cares if you have it at 164 and price goes all the way to 218? You're not even going to get that full move, and you still make money. OPTN, I go countless and countless of times. I alerted it right here at 97 cents. It goes all the way down to 90 cents. We're down 7%. People are freaking out. But guess what it does? It goes well above 103 all the way to 123. So it doesn't really matter if you had it at 97 cents. As long as you're playing the accumulation rules it don't really matter. I go through another one. All these plays are in the past month. AMLX. I alerted it right here at 177. It goes to 170, goes all the way to 211, and we're playing the precise entries. We're using time distance right in here. We waited for a little bit of time distance. You could have bought it right in here if you wanted to, but I decided to buy it in here because I was being really patient, and then it goes up. IRBT was a big one. Way back in the day, I had this at $8. It went to $6.50 at a low. But guess what price has done? Does it really matter if you have it at $8 if it goes to $13.56? All within probably a month of time frame right in from in here. That's why I'm saying be patient on these trades. Do look at a lot of back testing. The accumulation is the most important because my $8 average, once it goes to 650, will turn into, let's say like a 750 average. With the big ads, it just depends on the big ads that I do. So do keep that in mind. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This is how I'm accumulating. You can use it how you want to, but you do want to make sure your first ads are your smallest and your later ads are your biggest, because algos, what they're going to do is they start triggering once they see a lot of buys come in. They don't want you to be profitable right away. They're going to put your first, second, even third ads maybe down negative, and they want to make sure they have depression. This right here is your depression zone. It just goes down and down and down. You'll see charts like this all the time. Look at it. It goes down, 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 and people are having it way up in here, but in our Discord, we have it at $8, but then it will go to $7, and people are freaking out when there's really no need to freak out, guys. So, as I remember, I actually bought it right down in this area, down in here, and then it went up all the way here. Of course, we didn't sell it for the big move. We sold it at the EMA 10 for a nice little gain. So, do keep that in mind. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. And if you're not already in the premium Discord, do join the premium Discord. It's only 20 cents a day or $6 a month. I'll put the link in down to the YouTube comments below. I hope you guys enjoyed this accumulation video. Give it a like, subscribe if you have not already, and I'll see you guys in the next video.